Welcome back to Update Day in Old School, and for this week's update we have some highly anticipated updates to clue scrolls, along with some equipment rebalancing. To kick things off, we'll start off with the equipment rebalance. None of these changes should come as a necessary surprise, except for maybe the Scythe of Vitter, but outside of that, all of these changes have been a long time coming. The Grazi Rapier will now require 80 attack in comparison to the previous 75 requirement. The Blade of Saldor will be the exact same, as will the Inquisitor's Mace. Moving on, the Triton of the Swamp will now require 78 magic in comparison to 75. The Sanguinesti Staff will require 82 magic instead of 75. And the Kodai Wand will require 80 magic instead of 75. The new Nightmare Staff will now require 72 mage, and 82 mage if you happen to have an orb attached. Both of these requiring a +7 magic jump, and will definitely shake up some of the very low level PvP accounts that are basically Nightmare Staff specific. The new Dragon Hunter Crossbow requires 70 range rather than 65. The Dragon Hunter Lance will require 78 attack instead of 70. And then the Scythe of Vitter will require 80 attack and 90 strength in comparison to 75, which it was requiring prior. The Twisted Bow has been bumped up all the way to 85 range compared to 75, and the Bow of Feyerdennen, or the Bofa, will now require 80 range and 70 agility in comparison to 75 and 70 prior. As I said earlier, none of these changes should come as that big of a surprise, considering these have been in the works for months, but depending on the combat levels on your account, some of these can come as a decent shock this week, considering you might have an item you can no longer equip. Moving on though, we have some Pull 76 changes that have been highly anticipated and long awaited for, and these are the Clue Scroll changes. First up, the rarity of 3rd Age items within Elite Clue Scrolls has been changed to fit proportionally between Hard and Masters. So if you're like some players who have been hoarding Elite caskets for this change, you are ready and feel free to open them. And they've also added the chance to get Clue Scrolls from the Hallowed Sepulchre at the following rates. Clues will have different rates and different tiers depending on what floor you are on, and these clues will replace the item you would have received with the exception of the Ring of Endurance, which will always take priority. Bryophyta's Staff has now been changed to a free-to-play item along with Bryophyta's Essence. To craft it, take the Essence and 50k gold to Zaf at his store in Varrock Square. And in addition, Mossy and Giant Keys are now stackable, which honestly is a fantastic change. But for some other Pull 76 changes to round off this week's update, the magic defense of Fee's Shield has been boosted up to 5, and it no longer has negative bonuses to magic or ranged attacks. The smoke overlay in the Desert Smoke dungeon can now be toggled on and off by right-clicking the Smoky Well. And while all of the Pull 76 changes are yet to be implemented into the game, we can expect quite a few more coming in next week's update. Runelight has now been added to the official Jagex launcher, and the second beta for the Deadman mode rerun will occur on Friday, May 13th at 13 BST. That'll do it for this week's update. If you guys did enjoy it or found it helpful, consider dropping a like. It massively helps these videos out. And if you're not already, hit that subscribe button down below so you're notified every time a new video goes live.